Hi, guys.
And you and I talked before the game. There was some pregame chatter on Twitter saying that Brandon Weeden was hurt and that he may not play. Because you called me in the morning like, hey, you hearing this? I'm like, I went on Twitter. I'm like, I saw what you saw.
Right.
And I'm like, where is all of this coming from? And then fast forward to the end of the game where he's got, concussion-like symptoms and he's not allowed to talk to the media. That's, by the way, that's NFL protocol, or the Tim Couch rule, as it's referred to here in Cleveland after that game against the Ravens where he cried and went on. But I think back and I go, man, maybe if there's something, if the NFL finds out that he played with concussion-like symptoms, there's going to be some hell to pay for.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. The fact that, if you are out there and you're a conspiracy theorist and you're saying, well, look, he didn't want to talk after the game. Maybe that was the situation, that he didn't want to talk and they were going to say that he had concussion-like symptoms. If you're the Browns, you're not playing that game, because then the league's going to come back and say, well, if he had concussion-like symptoms after the game, why didn't you check him out during the game? And now you're looking at fines and penalties. So,
and not only that, you cannot hold a player out of the post-game media. That is also against NFL regulations. So they had to come up with a reason to hold him out of that press conference, because that is against NFL protocol. You can get fined again for that as well. Not that it matters to these billionaires. Money's money. I mean, that's like 25 cents to us, but or 10 cents. I shouldn't even.
It's a nickel to you.
Yeah, but. So there's a couple different things that are at play there, Andy. You can say they didn't want him to talk, but he had to talk. And if he was well enough to talk, then that's on the Browns. That's a problem that the NFL has. If he wasn't, then the NFL has another problem, just like you said. If he's got post-game concussion-like symptoms, why was he not checked out during the game, and why did you just notice it at 3.5 hours after?
I agree. All right, we've got a ton of things going on right here. A lot of feedback. Ricardo, Sydney, Mike. I know you're hanging on. Kenny Roda's on Skype line too. Kenny, I'm just going to say good morning to you. You're involved in the conversation.
Morning, guys. Yeah, interesting stuff this morning from Joe Haden and his emotional comments last night. But my thoughts on Joe is don't get beat. Don't go for the fake. Great coaching by the Jaguars. Cecil Shorts came out and said, we knew Joe would bite on it. He loves to jump those routes. Great coaching, second week in a row. The one guy you can count on the most, or at least you thought you could, Joe Haden, cost the Browns yesterday. And I know all about the turnovers and the flips and the terrible plays by Weeden and everything like that, but a 95-yard touchdown pass gives you the lead with 3:55 to go, and the strength of your team is supposed to be your defense. You're at home against a 2-9 team. That's on the defense. End of story for me. They've got to stop that terrible Jaguar team from going the length of the field, and their best player let them down.
All right, Kenny, I want you to hang on the line. I want people to call in at 216-431-3820. We have one open line left, so if you want to get involved in that too. Kenny, we can also go over to Slyman's this morning too, and we are going to go to Slyman's, as soon as I figure out how to do this. We're going to go to Slyman's right here. That's my man, who is that, Ricardo? Hey, Ricardo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you too. I got him on the phone.
I don't know if Paul has a microphone there that you could hand him too.
I got like 2 minutes, buddy.
Beauty. All right, what do you got, Ricardo? Tell us what you think of the game.
The game, well, it sucks. You know what I mean? Hello?
Yeah, we're listening. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they was tied at 7-7. I thought the Browns had a chance then, but then again, they blew it. So when they blew it, I wanted to throw my TV to the wall. You know what I mean? Now listen, check this out, man. They need to get rid of the whole offensive line. Ain't nobody protecting the quarterback. Half of it's Weeden's fault and half of it is the players, because the players ain't protecting the quarterback, giving him enough time to throw the ball to see down the field. Now, the defense, they own a little bit, but they need a little tweaking, you know. So if it was me, and I was down there, I'd take half of the stadium to beat them Jaguars. You understand?
Oh, we hear you. We hear you, Ricardo.
Everybody else.
Hey, Ricardo, how do you fix it?
I want some get back. We keep losing, man.
How do you fix it? What's the answer? What do you want to see?
Oh, well, Campbell is injured. Hoyer's injured too. So we need a whole new offensive line. The defense is on, but we need a whole offensive line.
All right, Ricardo, I have one more question for you. Did you hear what Joe Haden said after the game yesterday? Did you hear how he went off? Dropped a couple F-bombs? Did you hear any of that stuff?
He was talking about everybody crying. everybody get in the locker room and they start placing blame. You know, the blame is on the whole team, man. Ain't nobody focusing. If you want people to come down there to see the game, you want people to watch the game, you better start winning. You know what I'm saying? You can go all the way back in the day when Brian Sykes was playing football. They was winning. You know what I'm saying? They didn't lose like that. You know, when you come down to Cleveland, we supposed to be rocking you.
We hear you,
Not losing
Ricardo.
at our own home.
Ricardo,
That's
biggest question, man. Big question. What size shirt do you wear?
Go ahead.
What size shirt do you wear?
2X.
2X. I got 2X Dogs on the Run t-shirt. I got one waiting for you. Make sure before you walk out the door we get your address. We'll send you one, all right?
24230 Wildwood.
No. You don't have to tell anybody on the air.
Give it to the cameraman.
We'll get it to you in a second, all right?
Okay, man. One more thing, man.
Yes.
If they want all the money from us for that stadium, man. They better bring us a professional team in here that's gonna win us the Super Bowl. You understand?
We hear you, Ricardo, man. I'm scared of you right now. You're scaring me. You're scaring me.
hot,
Too
man.
tough for me.
I'm hot.
It's
Hold
all
on,
good.
I got one thing to show you.
Yes.
I got one thing. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Is this going to be X-rated? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah!
Wow.
Oh, yeah!
Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you.
That's for the Browns. Thank
That's
you.
outstanding,
Thank you.
my
Come
man.
on, Ricardo.
All right, bye.
Oh, Kenny, how do you top that? How do you top that?
Get down, Kenny. One hand.
Doing my finger push-ups right now. Can you see that? Does that work for you guys? That's
Oh,
as
wait a
close
second.
as
He's
I'm
still
gonna
going
get
off.
to
He's
that.
pointing to
There's
muscles.
No
Look
way
at
I'm
that.
topping that.
Ohio farmers here at Slide.
Look at that. He's pointing to his. He's going Albert Bell on us.
He is. Yeah, good for it. Sign him up. Put him on the offensive line or maybe on the defensive line. Or how about in the secondary so they don't get beat in the last few seconds of the game and hold on to a victory that the offense provided for them even though they turned it over 3 times.
Oh, Kenny, thank you very. That was just so funny. First of all, I want to let you know to get involved in the show. Dogs on the Run on Skype, and you can join us the way Kenny is on our Wayside Furniture Skype line. Again, for some of you who are just joining in, I know a lot of you are just listening. Sometimes you just plug into your car phone and you just let it go.
We should replay it again.
Yeah,
sometime.
well, no, it's always on. So if you want to go back and watch it, it loops all the time on Newsnet 5. But Ricardo at the end there started doing military push-ups in case you are listening and didn't get a chance to see that. So you want to go back. It was
No, I'm saying we should replay Haden again on the show at some time for people that are just starting to join in.
Okay.
Maybe it's on. Maybe you're driving and watching us in the car or listening to us with your mobile app. We should play it again at some point so people get to hear the unedited version. And maybe a little bit later on. That's 7:30 hour.
All right.
Close
Hey,
to 8.
Kenny, we're gonna take a phone call real quick. You cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
All
your
right.
show, man. I'm just along for the ride, brother.
No, you're one of our hosts. Hang on a second. All right, let's go to Sydney in Lakewood. Hi, Sydney.
Hey,
What's
Sydney.
up?
Going, man?
How are you doing?
Happy. I'm doing fine. How y'all doing?
We're doing
great.
good. It's just a crazy morning. I think people are a little still steamed about yesterday. It's a team they should have beat, and yeah, I mean you can't beat yourself. That's what they did yesterday.
Exactly. They beat themselves every week, man.
That's true.
Like, I don't understand the coaches and their calls. Here it is. We're going toward, I do believe, halftime. A minute and change left. We're on our own 20, and they passed the ball. What do you do that at? They could have set on the ball. You had 2 timeouts. You could have set on the ball and went on in. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
The coaches make
Amen.
some dumb calls, dude.
All right, Sydney, good phone call. You hang on. We're going to get you a T-shirt, too. I'm in a giving mood.
Wow, you are just.
I'm giving away as many T-shirts as I can.
Wow.
Kenny, what do you think of the play
You're giving away
calling yesterday?
T-shirts like the Browns gave away the ball yesterday right before
Oh.
halftime, Baskin.
No.
Listen, that sounds like Kenny, doesn't it? Hang on a second. Kenny, does this sound like you?
Huh?
What'd you think of the play calling? What'd you think of the coaching yesterday?
I thought it was horrible yesterday. If you're Tom Brady back there, if you're Peyton Manning, you've got Drew Brees back there, then fine. Think about this, guys. I wrote it down. I looked at it. It was 14-7 Browns with about a minute and 20 to go. That's when Jacksonville scored their touchdown. And then in the final 119, Jacksonville goes from being down 14-7 to leading 20-14 going into the locker room. And I heard Chud's post game. We want to be aggressive. Yeah, you want to be aggressive maybe if Brian Hoyer's out there, the best of your 3 quarterbacks, but not with your 3rd string quarterback who turns it over more than a Chef Bakery does on a Monday morning in East Cleveland. So you just cannot do that. I'm sorry. That was terrible coaching. And you've got to just sit on the ball like the caller said and go into the locker room, tied 14-all, be happy with that, and come out and see what happens in the second half.
You know, Kenny, talking to a lot of our media brethren after the game, there's a lot of people convinced, and there's some good points, that Chud doesn't know how to manage within the game when he's got the lead. And we've seen that continuously, especially in these last few games, that it's come back to hurt him.
Well, he is a first-year head coach. He's learning on the job. We saw the growing pains, and he never really grew, with Pat Shurmur, and we're seeing that with Chud. Coaching does matter, guys. I mean, think about it. I'll give you 2 examples where coaching helped 2 teams win football games. Saturday, the Buckeyes in Ann Arbor. It comes down to 1 play. It's a 2-point conversion. Tyvis Powell comes up with the interception. Why? They had studied the 2-point play. And Kerry Combs, the cornerbacks coach, special teams guy, the guy screaming and yelling all the time, tells Tyvis Powell, hey, this is what's going to happen. They're going to run this play. Be ready for it. He intercepts the 2-point conversion. They win. Yesterday, game on the line, 3rd 9 in Browns territory. Cecil Shorts in the offense. They know Joe Haden loves to bite. He jumps the route. They run that play. He jumps it. They throw the touchdown. They called the right play. Coaching matters. Browns got out-coached yesterday.
All right, Kenny, hang on the line there for a second. I want to go to Eric, the referee. Eric, what do you want to do next? Because I am dying to watch this very angry Browns fan Christmas.
Oh, so am I.
As I know you've got plenty of things that are coming up here. What do you want to do, Eric, the referee?
We got the Angry Browns Christmas carols coming up at 7:35.
7:35.
First, though, we got on Skype 1, we got our Browns backer rant.
Okay.
We got Scott Seville from the Space Coast Browns backers in Palm Bay, Florida.
Okay.
So he's going to do his minute rant.
Okay.
And then we also have another Angry Browns fan Twitter rant. So we got a lot of Angry Browns stuff.
All right, so what do you want to do now? You're Eric, the referee. You got to make the call.
I'm the referee. We're going to go to the Browns backer.
All right, so we're going to Browns backer. So this is Scott Seville, right?
Correct.
Hi,
correct.
Scott. How are you?
We're excellent. Good morning, Cleveland.
Good morning to you. And your son behind you, his name is?
What's your name?
Zachary.
Zachary. Good morning to you. All right, Eric, I just have to ask you as a matter of tech. Eric's not even there. Look at that. He ran away.
Flag on him.
Yeah,
That's a flag.
I need flags to throw to him.
All right, Eric, the referee, you're back. How are we doing this with the clock now?
All right, we got a minute on the clock. He can rant about whatever he wants.
Okay.
And then we can't interrupt him. He can say whatever he wants for a minute.
Okay. Are you ready to go for 1 full minute there, my friend?
I'm ready.
All right, so this is Scott Seville, Space Coast Browns backers, Palm Bay, Florida, and he is going to go off for 1 minute on your Cleveland Browns. Your clock starts when, Eric? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go on the Wayside Furniture Skype line. Scott.
First of all, I think that the Browns definitely need a lot of players around them. And wow, Josh Gordon, 2 200-yard games. He's on pace to beat the Browns record set by Braylon Edwards back in 2007. Zachary, who's your favorite player?
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon, excellent. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Whedon. I know everybody's been hammering on him, and I've been one of those people. But if you put everything in perspective, he was 24 out of 40, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You look at a guy like Matt Stafford yesterday, 22 out of 35, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They won 40-10. The difference is they had Bell and Bush running for over 200 yards, and it makes a world of difference. Now, you take a step back in history, and you look at one of the best passers right now, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, his first year, had 26 touchdowns, 28 interceptions, 57%. You got to give the guy a little bit of time. It's been a year and a half now. He needs players around him. We need an inside linebacker. We probably need an offensive lineman, and we definitely need a running back.
Scott, nice job. Impressive. That was a very impressive rant. What would you, on a scale of 1 to 10?
That's a solid 8, Scott.
That is a solid 8. But
solid 8.
Bringing your son in gave you an 8+.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can actually do that.
Zachary, nice
so.
job.
Good job. All right, Zachary, we have a small T-shirt for you, and of course we've got, I don't know what size you are, Scott, but we appreciate it. Good to have a great day on the Space Coast. We appreciate all you.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I don't know if you can see this or not. That's our logo. Here we
Nice.
go. Get
Oh,
perspective.
I do like that.
Oh, we want the T-shirt now.
You owe us a T-shirt. You send us a couple of T-shirts, we'll send you one.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks
say
for
hello to
the
my
time,
mother-in-law
guys.
in Melbourne, my friend. Thank you.
Stop by for breakfast. She
Yeah,
cooks some mean
she'll
omelets.
make you some breakfast over there. Scott, thanks. Great job. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep the ball rolling here. A lot of good stuff coming up. I do want to see this very angry Browns fan Christmas, which is coming up in about 4 minutes right here on Dogs on the Run. Want to get involved in the show? Dogs on the Run on Skype, just like Scott did on our Wayside Furniture Skype line, or you can call in at 216-431-3820. Of course, our third friend in the show is Kenny Roda. Kenny, we're going to take a phone call. This is from Sydney in Lakewood. Hi, Sydney.
Hey, what's going on?
Good
Hey,
morning.
Sydney.
You brought me back again, huh?
It's all good for you, man.
Talk to us.
Well, first of all, Joe Haden should have never been put in that position. Had we kept our game like we was playing, and the fumbles don't win games at all. Defense wins championships. Even though he slipped in that one play, he should have never got to that play. I feel his pain, and go Joe Haden.
All right, Sydney, wait, let me. We're going to play. Can we play Joe Haden again, Eric?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play Joe Haden for you in a second, in case you're wondering what he's saying. But Sydney, I'm just curious. What do you think of what Joe Haden said after the game?
He came from the heart. You know what I mean? He's tired of losing. He wasn't a loser in Florida. He don't want to lose now.
That's a
He's
good
been,
point.
what, 4 years now? He hasn't
Yeah,
had
but
a
he was
winning
part of
season
the
yet,
problem
so-
yesterday, wasn't he, guys?
Say it again, Kenny.
He was part of the problem yesterday. He's put in that position. He's the best defensive player they have. The one guy you can count on, at least you thought so. And for the second week in a row, he got beat. He's part of the problem.
Well, I think the one thing, Kenny and Sydney, hang on one second here, is that teams are not scared to throw at him. And we've seen that the last 2 weeks, that if he's your shutdown guy, he hasn't been able to shut down the last 2 weeks. That's a problem.
You know what
You're
it
right.
is? It's been the smaller wide receivers, too, that have been giving him problems, not the big receivers. Calvin Johnson and A.J. Green, he did a decent job on. Then Antonio Brown and Cecil Shorts, the quicker guys, those are the ones that are giving him problems.
You could almost say he gets up
can
for
I
the
say
marquee
this,
matchups and not the guys, not the week in, week out matchups.
Sydney, go ahead.
Hey, I want to say this. Had it not been for those 2 interceptions late, it was early in the second quarter, I do believe.
The end of the second
won the
quarter,
game.
Sydney, this is crazy, because I've been, I have not been a Brandon Weeden fan for the last couple of weeks. But again, we went back because we had a big debate before the show. And Kenny, I don't know how many times you've gone back and watched those. Both interceptions, the receivers look absolutely lost. Greg Little ran the wrong way. It looks like Greg was supposed to turn towards the sideline and just kind of hesitated like he was going to go back in field. He didn't. Ball picked off. Jordan Cameron, I don't even think he knew the ball was coming to him. So I don't know if that's Brandon Weeden or if that's on Jordan Cameron.
Yeah, I'll be curious to hear what Chud says today after going back and looking at the film, if he'll defend Weeden or if he'll just give the generic statement. So I'll be curious to see how he terms it today at his press conference.
Interesting.
I think Weeden is colorblind. He really is.
Sydney, you've already got 15.
week.
Sydney, you've already got 15 T-shirts, so we want to thank you for the phone call.
Okay, man. Wait
Thanks,
on
Sydney.
for the address, man. All right.
All right, thank you.
Hey, guys, I want to ask you guys a
Sure,
question, if
go
you
ahead.
don't mind.
No.
Yes, the Browns turned it over early, but
Excuse
did
me.
they not have the lead 4 different times yesterday, and the defense gave it back? Correct me if I'm wrong there. Did they not
No,
lead
I
4
agree.
different
And, you know,
times and
that's
with
the hardest part
3:55
about
to
that
go in the
last
game?
Kenny, that's the hardest part about Shorts' touchdown at the end. Because no matter how bad they played for the entire game, the offense put them in a position to win. When
Exactly.
Gordon goes 95 yards, you know what? You just got to suck it up at the end of the game. You've got to stop them from scoring. That's a touchdown for the defense that they never should have given up. They let them walk right down the field. You can't do it.
All that prevent does is prevent winning. That's all it does. And they dropped back, and they let Jacksonville, arguably the worst team, the worst offensive team and the worst team in the NFL, go right down the field. And then your supposed all-pro corner gets beat on a route that, and give them credit, they made the calls, Kenny said, but still, that's a play that Joe Haden's supposed to make, and you expect Joe Haden to make.
And that, for me, it's like going back to the 97 World Series with Jose Mesa. People say, oh, Sandy Alomar should have ran harder and it would have been a 3-1 lead. Bottom line is, a closer, you're given the lead 2-1. You have the lead. It's your job to close it out. You didn't do it. Yesterday, the Browns closer, Joe Haden, not Jose Mesa, Joe Haden, had the opportunity to close it out for them, and they were that was a 3rd and 9 play, guys. 3rd and 9. Keep them in front of you. Don't give it up. Worst case scenario, they kick the field goal, and you're going to overtime. Terrible play by Joe Haden. He can say what all he wanted to after the game and show all the emotion and everything, but he's part of the problem, and he needs to realize that.
Yeah, Kenny, it was interesting talking to Coach Sam last night about it on the Ford Sports Sunday because, you know, that is the most basic play a defensive back can make. And knowing the time, knowing the down, knowing the distance, and knowing that you just can't let that guy get behind you. And that's exactly what happened.
That's trying to make, you know, the big play instead of what Bill Belichick says, guys. Do your job, okay? Don't try and be a hero. Just do your job. And if all 11 guys do their job, we'll get the job done. And yesterday, Haden, like you said, bit on the most basic fake and in and out to zigzag, whatever you want to call it. And they knew it. They saw it on film, and they called it at the right time, and it proved to be the difference.
All right, Kenny, we're going to come back to you in a little bit. We'll talk to you soon.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Kenny.